Assalamu alaikum and peace. You know, we should not be surprised at what we saw with Jigga. And I mean, one of his names is Jigga, get it, Jigaboo. We see how he was basically brought in to bring you Negroes back on the watching the NFL again plantation. And it's worked. Now people can hide behind him and his social justice initiatives and hide behind quote unquote actionable items, whatever that means, as an excuse to say, now we can watch the NFL again. You know what? I'm realizing that Jay Z is basically like he's a both sides of the fence player. He's a liberal Republican that pretends to be a Democrat. Remember that song he had with Nas, Black Republican? It's starting to make sense now, bruh. But like I and many in the black media were saying, this is just Jay showing that he's really gotten down with team white supremacy. And remember how in the last broadcast I hinted at how our quote unquote leaders are leading us back to the plantation and how they are telling us, just to get down with it so we can be quote unquote protected by white supremacy, which won't happen, by the way. And I related how Jay-Z doing what he did with that whole deal, and how it's similar going on with these conservative American Muslim quote unquote leaders. These Muslim leaders here in America are calling us to get down with the team too. And my theory of that is further proven because they had Jay-Z at some panel talking about police brutality and how it affects black people of America. And this dude who claims to be Hove, claims he's a boss, starts talking and Bisquick mix starts flying out his mouth. He goes on to mention how in the hoods, many black men have an adverse feeling towards authority. Cause there's no fathers in the home, B. So you go out and you see the police and you have an adverse feelings toward them, yo. And the officer tells you to freeze, put your hands up, and you like shut up. Then he tries to black it up. He tried to get a little hood card in there because he know what he's saying is some bull crap, it's some white supremacist talking points. So he says, so you like excuse my language, F you. So that interaction causes people to lose their lives. Negroes say what? This is the same type of stuff Hamza Useless and his cronies were peddling and backing up. The point of having adverse feelings towards police is the same propaganda of, black identity extremists that William Peabody, P. Bar, was trying to push in his address to the police that he made. So we see the propaganda is all in agreement. It's all one message. Just like William P. Barr said in his speech, they need quote unquote leaders to get out there and basically get niggas back in line with being compliant with the race soldiers out here. And we see Jay-Z, Slave Z, stepping up to the plate. And what did Nas say about Jay in his diss song? What's sad is you my brother, you traded your soul for riches. Now that don't put Nas off the hook, but he spoke some real on that point right there. But come on, Jay. That excuse is not going to fly. Now, we have to be honest. We need fathers in the home, no doubt. We need to stop dropping bastard babies and be married and have an actual strong family, yes. But to blame police brutality on that or to insinuate that, that's going way too far. You're not addressing the real issue, which is white supremacy. What you're saying is playing into the whole it's your fault you get killed or harmed by police. No, that's not it. You know why? Because many of these Caucasian children have their fathers in their homes, but they still have an aversion towards authority. They talk back to cops, run from cops, put hands on cops, or even worse, and nothing happens to them. Dylan Roof had a father, but look what he did. They said that one recent dude who killed a whole bunch of people and was running around naked and chasing the police, they said he had a father in his home. So nothing happens to them. Matter of fact, they took Dylan Roof to Burger King. and brought him in alive. So Jay-Z, no, what you're saying don't make sense at all. And then on the side, you had another propaganda being pushed. See, this is the two propagandas they're pushing. Get down or lay down to team white supremacy, and get down or lay down to the LGBTQ agenda, to the feminizing of the black man agenda, to the if you're not cool with these lifestyles, then something is wrong with you agenda. And I'm realizing when they talk about police reform, what they talking about is telling you you're the problem and that you have to lay down to the race soldiers. And when they talk about social justice, they talking about tasting the rainbow. Because then right after Jay-Z blames broken families for police violence, you got Van Jones. He comes on and starts talking about the LGBT and women's groups and trying to compare them with the black struggle in America. So they're going to sprinkle that in there too. So they telling you to come back to the plantation with a pink thong on. So, and then you had your boy Malik Yoba come out, saying how he finds he's attracted to all women, and how he even trans women he's attracted to, and that he's still straight. So, but he's coming out saying this, but then there's also rumors behind that the reason he's coming out and saying this is because he has some sexual allegations of pedophilia towards young trans women, or whatever you want to call them. Like he was, having sex with underage trans women. So they saying he got charges coming out, and that's why he's putting this out now, because it's going to come out anyway. And so this could also play into the homophobic, the black community, straight black men are the problem propaganda, because he claims to be straight, but yet he's violating young people. You see what I'm saying? He's violating young trans people. So, and another quick thing about Jay-Z, it's just sad to see Jay-Z go out like this, man. I thought you was gonna show us how to move in a room full of vultures. I guess you just became one, or you just joined the vulture clique, huh? Oh, and now they got Lil Nas X doing some episode on The Shop, and they got Kevin Hart and a few other guys who have said harsh things about homosexuals in the past. They got them on the show asking him all kind of questions and stuff. This is just another point of propaganda to push on the black community to accept it and not see it as an immorality or sin. What they're going to do now, you're going to see it. What they're going to do now is say the black community is homophobic, as they've been saying. And they're going to use Lil Nas for this propaganda. So what you're going to hear after this episode is that, oh man, you see how they were gaslighting him the whole episode? Yeah, the black community is so homophobic. What they're saying is, if you don't accept another man coming on to you as a straight man, then something is wrong with you. If you're a woman and you see lesbianism as wrong and you don't want to be approached in that way by a woman, something is wrong with you. And this is just a repeat, as I said before, this is just a repeat of the time of the prophet Lut. Lut was trying to tell them what they was doing was wrong and that he hated what they were doing, but he still called them to Allah. He still told them Allah would forgive them if they repent. He even said, just go back into the women of this nation and repent, Just go back to having sex with women, y'all. And they let him know, no, dog, you know what we want. We want them buns. And they replied to him that they wanted to drive him out of the town. And you know why? Because they said he wants to remain pure. They're saying the same thing as now. Oh, you still want to be righteous, huh? Something is wrong with you. We have to drive this out of you via guilt. Hey, you're homophobic. No, I just don't agree with what. Shut up. No. You're one of those religious extremists, aren't you? No, I just want to shut up. Say another word. So we see what this is about. This is, as I said earlier, to weaken our men, to turn them into women, and to turn our women into them thinking that they're men. So when stuff pops off, the dude's going to be running away with their purses in their hands, and the women who swore they were really men going to snap right back into female mode and fall right in line with whatever power is dominating over them. And now we see, this is like, it's crazy how all this is just connected, really, man, when you really think about it, because we just had a shooting. I think it was in Odessa, Texas, another white supremacist, and what they're doing now, what they've been doing is not releasing the name so they can scrub the internet of all the information, so you won't find out that this was a white supremacist, so you won't find out that this was a Trump supporter, so you won't find out that this was somebody on 8chan and 4chan and all kind of other social media sites planning and plotting all of this stuff. Like, we now, after this shooting, we see Walmart's and Kroger's are asking its customers not to open carry anymore in their stores, wherever the states are where they got the open carry laws. They're saying, oh, please don't open carry in our stores. This is all connected. This is a mind jab. It's not illegal to open carry in these states, but they want the customers to not open carry. But they are pushing well, we know it's not illegal, but after what happened, come on, guys. They're pushing this on us. Hide your guns, will you? At least if you come in the store, just hide your guns, okay? They trying to see how well these tragedies are working in regards to giving up as many guns as they can. So now the tactic is little by little, little increments by little increments. This is how the shaitan loves to work. This is one of his best ways, because he feels like, he got time. If you ever read the story of the righteous scholar and the two brothers leaving their sister with him, you know what I mean. And basically in this story, it was two righteous brothers who had a sister, and they wanted to go out and fight. And so they said, well, we need to leave our sister with somebody. And so they decided to leave their sister with the righteous scholar. And at first the righteous scholar was like, no, I can't do that. She's a woman. That's too much of a test for me. I'm working on, being righteous and closer to Allah, giving these lectures, all of that. I don't have time to deal with that. And so the shaitan came to him, and said, no, help her out. Help them out. They're going out to fight. They're doing a good deed. Help her out. So they say, okay, I'll take her in. And then, he comes up and talks to her, and little by little, the shaitan pushes him towards having sex with their sister. And then after he has sex with her, then the shaitan says, oh no, you done messed up. Now you got to kill her. So the shaitan pushes him to kill the sister. And then he buries his sister. And then he lies to the brothers and say, well, she got sick while you guys were away and she died. But then the brothers have a dream from Allah revealing that he actually is the one who, basically raped their sister and killed her. And they expose it. And so he's about to get killed. The scholar's about to get killed. And the shaitan comes to him one final time and say, okay, I can get you out of this. All you got to do is bow down to me and I'll get you out of this. And so the scholar bows down to shaitan. And as soon as he does that, that's when the punishment comes. He was in the courts. That's when the punishment comes and they chop his head off for sleeping with these two brothers' two brothers' sister. So he ended his life on major kufr. So that's how the shaitan works, little by little by little, and he gets you. So they doing this little by little tactic. And when it works, they'll say, yes, we got him. And they will push more and more little by little. These stores are basically making it, quote unquote, illegal to open carry, even when it's legal. Because if you walk in with your gun in your hip, showing, police will be called. And now you have to go through the hassle, and the cops are going to say to you, well, open carry isn't illegal, but the store doesn't want you to, so, as if you were in the wrong. If this propaganda works, what I think will happen next is that even some gun shops are going to start saying, well, we won't sell certain type of guns anymore. And this will be a domino effect. It will be a domino effect of society, quote unquote, making things illegal for the people. And then the government is just going to come in and say, well, hey, since you guys are already implementing it, we might as well make it into a law. That's what's going to happen. to where buying, they're going to make it to where buying a chopper will have you looked at as a criminal, even if it's legal. But I don't think they'll totally get rid of guns, not here in America. That would cause panic and a major fighting back from the dominant society. If you understand Frances Cress Welsing and her theory on guns and why they are so dear to the dominant society, you will understand why they will never give up their guns totally. Even John McCain's daughter talked about this on the season premiere of The View. But in these last days, I understand why Allah gave us the story of Musa so much throughout the Quran. It's almost as if the story of us here in America under white supremacy is similar to the story of Musa. We even have the plagues hitting America. Dominant society numbers dwindling, earthquakes here and there, them hurricanes taking out major areas of the Bahamas, torrential downpours, major heat waves. Like, if you a really spiritually in tune person who is close with their Lord, you can feel something brewing in the air. You can feel it on your heart too. So, let's ask Allah to give us strength and courage in these times to stand for truth and justice and to protect our families. And if you are a sincere believer of God, if you are a sincere Muslim, a sincere Christian, a sincere Jew, you should be lifting your hands and asking Allah to destroy white supremacy. If you are truly for justice. That's a question I have. How many of you black Muslims out there have on the regular basis raised your hands in supplication and asked Allah to destroy white supremacy? If you feel that's wrong to do that, then you should question how sincere you are. Assalamu alaikum and peace.